Hello, good morning. It is almost 10 o'clock a.m. on my way to a place called Clinton, South Carolina. Not Clinton, I'm sorry. Lawrence County, South Carolina. Just got finished watching Kwame Brown and Mr. Karceno. Wonderful interview. Wonderful. These two guys were is what I call building. True building. Two black men getting together, building pyramids as far as information goes. And maybe on a metaphysical level. Who knows? Nobody knows how those pyramids got built. Nobody can explain it. Nobody can explain the hieroglyphs. But these two men got together and they really set the stage, made an example of what building needs to look like. I said that when Hassan Campbell came on the Kwame show, I thought they were going to build, but and they did build to a certain extent. It did. It was some building that took place. Unfortunately, it didn't end up on a good note, but some building did occur, and but what Karceno and Kwame did, like I said, those guys are building pyramids with their words, and I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it to the imagination. They talked about coding, and what I think about coding is that our future is coding. The present moment is coding. And as far as the traditional trades, mechanics, welders, plumbers, electricians, I mean, if you can't get into coding, that's still an option. But I think right now the best option for your black child or any child is coding. Coding is the future. And I'm really interested in seeing what my people can do in the coding world. When we put our fingerprint on anything, it changes to a different level. I'll give you basketball. When black people first got into basketball, nobody was dunking the ball. There wasn't any fast breaks. I mean, not the type of, not Showtime, not Magic Johnson type fast breaks. We really put our fingerprint on the music industry, because we always had music as black people. We always had the blues. We always had gospel. When we got into the limelight of music and really took what was the blues and made it rock and roll with Chuck Berry and Little Richard and others.
In 10 miles, take exit 54 onto South Carolina Highway 72 toward Clinton.
When we got into rock and roll, when we invented rock and roll, that took music to another level. When an actor like Denzel Washington got into the acting world, or better yet, Sidney Poitier, or the late but great Miss Cicely Tyson. When we put our fingerprint on whatever it is we're touching, we take it to a different level. Certain things we hadn't been a part of, and we're still not a part of yet. Not really, with any dominance. Coding is one of those things. I'm really curious to see what we can do. And I don't think that we should wait around and wait for somebody to come and hand it to us. I think we should go ahead and take it. There's coding online. See, I don't know enough about coding to really speak about it, but I know that it's the language that pretty much is running the internet. It's the language that builds websites, the infrastructure, all that stuff it somehow goes back to coding. All that stuff is coding, and I know enough about it to speak a little bit about it, but I don't know enough about it to really go in depth, so I won't do that. But I do know that there's an avenue out there. I know that's the future, and I know that Kwame, what he's doing by trying to urge people to get their kids into it, I know that is the best. That is the best thing for all of us. They also spoke about, Karceno and Kwame also spoke about communicating between, just communication in period, but they talked about communication between black men. How do we get to a point where we can communicate so we can really do some building? I think that we're already there. I think that Kwame's platform, bringing on people like Judge Joe Brown, Karceno, all these different people, Eton Thompson, and all these other people, Miss Angela Stanton, I keep calling her Stratton, I'm sorry. Angela Stanton, bringing on all these different people, and also having your callers, having your followers call in and speak to them. I think all of that is just communication that we hadn't seen in decades. I mean, really speaking without any breaks, really. And what I mean by breaks is without thinking about being politically correct, but at the same time having the sense to hold a decent conversation without trying to, embarrass another group of people. You don't have to be politically correct to have sense. You can say what you want to say. I mean, a comedian can joke about gay people without being mean about it. You know what I mean? So I think the communication is already there. I think it's already started. And I think we should just keep flowing with it. And I have a lot of people asking me to maybe call in and talk to Kwame on a video. If I have time, I will, one of these days eventually. But I'm not really the type of person to want to go on live. I don't have what I like to speak whenever whatever subject pops into my head. Like, I don't make a video until something pops into my head where I think that I'll be able to speak on it. I don't want to just talk to somebody and have to make up a whole bunch of stuff, because that's how people get in trouble. You just have to talk and make up stuff as you go along. That's what the media do every day. The mainstream media, they have to make up things every single day, and that's why you see a lot of fake news. I hate to use that word, that phrase, but yeah, you do see a lot of fake news, because if you don't have anything to report on, you got to make something up. So I like to make these videos in the spur of the moment. A lot of times when I'm driving to my next location, to my job or whatever. And I like it to be authentic that way. Trying to think what else I got to. I really enjoyed the conversation between Karceno and Kwame. As black people, we got to realize that census is important. We got to fill it out, and we also have to come down on some of our town officials, from the mayor all the way down. City councilmen, all of them. We gotta really start doing our research and see. If you're in a town, you got to do your research and see what's going on at town hall to know how to get certain things done in your community. That's one thing I have been guilty of. I don't live in a town now. I live further out in the country. I'm in a subdivision, but the subdivision is not in the town limits.
Take exit 54 onto South Carolina Highway 72.
If I ever go back to a town, and maybe I don't have to be in a town to go drop in and see what's going on. But yeah, that's basically what I have to say today. I'm appreciating all the love once again. People purchasing books. I appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoy the books. And if you like my content, go ahead and like, subscribe. If you're the first time here, share. If you are a reader, you can check out my website. I'll leave it in the description. And that's basically what I have to say today. I don't have a whole lot to say today. I'm going to watch another Kwame video here where he interviewed another guy. I forgot the guy's name, but we'll take a look at that. You guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Once again, I appreciate all the love.
Take exit 54 onto South Carolina Highway 72
Doggone
toward
GPS
Clinton.
is about to start making a whole bunch of noise, so I'm going to save you guys the noise. Y'all have a good one. Have a good Wednesday. Be blessed.